Alright guys, as like on the last video, you seen I bought the top handle Milwaukee saw, and I really like it. Today we're going to probably take it out to and cut some wood with it, but when I purchased the saw, the chain was on backwards. So I decided I'm going to switch it around and might as well make a video on it. And what's cool is it already has its own tool. And I was watching another video. This is one of the only electrical top handle saws that comes with its own scratch. One of the reasons I like this saw is because I love Milwaukee. I already have plenty of Milwaukee tools. I already have the batteries. I've got tons of chargers. I've been using Milwaukee for quite some time. It started off, I was an electrician. I worked for Biltmore Electric in Phoenix, Arizona. And my boss, Mike, he really liked really good quality, high quality tools. So we always had Klein tools for electrical work, and all our power tools were Milwaukee. And I always liked the tools, but they were kind of expensive. So I went and bought like the cheaper stuff, and I'd go to garage sales and pick up stuff. And then finally I had a bunch of the smaller the M12s. I bought some for my mom because I thought they were just kind of like a smaller homeowner tool, and they'd probably break and wouldn't last. Well, I decided my mom wasn't using them, so I took them to the shop, and I had my guys use them. And my guys are really hard on tools. We have hard jobs, greasy, nasty, don't take care of the tools, leave them out in the weather, kick them, I mean, just put them to the test. And I was amazed at the quality. Like all those little M12s, everything we had lasted and lasted and lasted and would not break. So every time there was a sale, I would buy another set. And one day, a couple guys jumped over our fence and stole most of our stuff. And so I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a few things, but I always missed the Milwaukee tools. And so one day we found our stolen tools, and they had scraped all our names and stuff off of them. Found them in a garage sale, bought them back, and now I have them again. They scraped my name off, I put it back on there. So now I've got a lot of my tools back, and I've always liked Milwaukee, and now the prices, I can afford them. They're a little bit more affordable for me, and I still try to find them on sale, but whenever I can afford them, whenever they're available to me, I try to get Milwaukee. So I just watched a video, and they did a test on about 10 or 12 different top handle saws, and this one won, and it was the least expensive. So not only is it a good quality piece of equipment, it's also the best value. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to swapping out and seeing how hard it is to take the chain off in the bar and put it back on the equipment that comes with the saw. So we're going to go ahead and get all our other our Milwaukee stuff off the table. All right, and we'll go ahead and point this down. See what we're dealing with here. All right, comes with a really nice scabbard as well, little blade cover. The only one I've seen this nice is on the steel 201T, which is like $1,000. So this is like I bought this one on sale for $250. So this is like less than half the price of most of the competition on the sale price, of course. So you only have one nut on here, which comes off. That's the only bad thing. I'd like to have that not come off. It would just be a lot better. Here's your adjustment here. So we're just going to adjust that a little bit looser. And easy way to do it, instead of taking everything apart or taking the chain off, you just turn it upside down, and then it'll correct itself. So, but while we're in here, let's go ahead and look at this. All steel parts. Easy to change out the sprocket. It just has like a little ring on there. You can pop that right off, change the sprocket out. There's 3 places to basically hold the bar in place. So that's nice and solid. So what I'm going to do is just basically turn the bar and chain upside down so I don't have to take the chain off the bar. Let's see if that works. If my hands would work, that would be nice. Guess you have to get the chain on there first and then set it into place. Wasn't too bad. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just tighten up the bar and chain like tighter than normal, and usually that works for me. Doesn't look like it's working today. This is even harder in a tree here. Okay. All right. Over tighten the chain. If I can. So that's going to hold everything in place. Set this back down. Put the nut back on. Tighten it down a little bit. Another thing I forgot to do. On the normal saw, you can't get the side cover off if you have the chain brake on, but I guess it doesn't matter on this electric one. So, chain's super tight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen that up a little bit. Back off the chain tensioner, and usually what I'll do is I'll run the saw a little bit. So you should always you should never have your battery in here when you're doing this, because you might accidentally turn it on. Unlock it. So still a little bit tight. I'm going to back it off a little more. And this chain will stretch as you're cutting first couple pieces of log. So definitely nice to have this saw tool with you. Tighten it down. Still a little bit tight. Like I said, I'm not used to, this is the first time I ever tightened this one, so I'm not sure exactly how it likes to be done, but just gotta be careful with these, because if you don't have that chain brake on, this thing can just turn on at any time. So don't do like me, take the battery out while you're doing this. And that's a little bit tight, but I'm going to deal with that because I haven't made my first couple cuts yet. And I think the bar and chain, everything will settle in once I use it a few times. But isn't that cool? I did everything with the parts that were available to me here. So basically you just stick that in there, lock it, so you always have it with you. You don't have to look for a scratch. You always have it. I do wish they would anchor that nut. If they did that, that would be super, super awesome. And what else? It is a little bit heavy, but it's very similar to the 201T. If you want a lot of power in your saw, especially these, they're probably going to be a little bit heavier. You can get a smaller saw. I think Echo has the lightest one, but it's not going to have the power or the performance. So, all right, that's all I got. I'm going to put everything back, and stay tuned because we're going to cut some wood today, and also tomorrow we have a removal, and I'm looking forward to Wednesday's job. I'll be able to basically remove the whole tree except for a couple cuts with this saw. So hopefully I can get that on video for you guys, and I can give you my honest opinion after I do about 3 or 4 days work with this, or a week's worth. See you on the next one.